only have, a lot of times I get, okay. So hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video is just a sit-down talking video. Today I'm talking about some misconceptions about weight loss that I kind of thought were true before I started my weight loss journey, and that I've kind of learned differently along the way. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And actually, before I get started, I just wanted to say thank you so much if you guys do subscribe to me. If you do comment, watch my videos, like them, I appreciate it so much. I recently, this past week, hit 75,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that is just unbelievable to me. My goal when I first started was just to hit 1,000 subscribers when I started my channel, and I never expected it to grow into what it has become. I love it so much. I really do take it so seriously in the best way because I have so much fun with it, and I really enjoy being creative. I enjoy sharing my journey. I enjoy sharing my tips, recipes, everything like that. So I appreciate you guys being here. I really, really appreciate your support, and thank you for 75,000. That is seriously insane. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started talking about this. So if you don't know, I have lost 70 pounds using WW. I started on April 28th in 2020, so I've been maintaining that loss for almost 3 years now. Before I started my weight loss journey, and just in general in my life growing up as a kid, in high school and college, I have always struggled with my weight, and I've always struggled with weight loss in general. I feel like ever since I can remember, I've wanted to lose weight, and it's been like a goal in the back of my head that at any point I'm always trying to lose weight, and I've never been happy with my weight. And so because of that, I feel like I've always looked at weight loss as such a negative thing, and there are a lot of misconceptions that have come along the way with that. So today I'm gonna go through 6 of them that I have written down, and I'm gonna talk about kind of what the misconception is and really what the truth behind it is after going through my journey, losing the weight, and actually maintaining it in a sustainable way. So the first one I want to talk about is one that was like such a stubborn thought in my head, and such a like stubborn thought process that I had, but also I was just kind of uneducated about it and unaware. And that was that I thought that you had to eat barely anything when you were losing weight, that you had to just live off of salads and oranges and pretzel sticks, and that was going to be a healthy way to lose weight. I thought that people that were very fit pretty much just had chicken breasts and peppers for every meal. And I don't know, I was really stubborn about it because there'd be a lot of times when I was heavier that I would talk about other people who were in shape, and I would just say like, I would never want to live that life. I would never want to just eat peppers for every meal and stuff like that. Like, how ironic is it now that I do eat peppers in every meal, but in an actually filling way. And I guess that's kind of what proved me wrong about that. So when I went about my weight loss this time around, I did not want to feel that way. I didn't want to feel hungry all the time. I didn't want to feel like I had to just eat raw veggies and chicken breast for every meal. And because of that, I really tried to make that my focus from the start, was to make meals filling. And when I started WW and realized that 0-point foods were a thing and that we could have as many of them as we wanted, I took that really seriously, and I wanted to take it to my full advantage. So I really tried to find ways to incorporate 0-point foods to make the meals more filling. And I think that that's what's helped me so much along the way, is to realize that I could add 5 or 6 veggies to a meal and it will bulk it up so much, but I'll still have the cheese that I want. I'll still have the rice that I want and the meat or whatever I want that I thought I had to like cut out before, or I couldn't eat as much of before. And I can have them all and still be full and satisfied and still lose weight. Then the next misconception that I had was, a lot of times I thought that there was a quick fix. And so many times I would fall down a rabbit hole online of some type of diet pill that I would start researching, or some type of method that would help me to lose 50 pounds in a month. And it just is so unrealistic. But I would get these like random hopeful periods of time where I would find one and I would look into it and think that it was going to be something that would help me. And quick fixes don't work. And I finally have really learned that, and really learned that in order for this to be sustainable, so many times I thought that if I could just lose the weight, like if I could just snap my fingers and have the weight off, I would be fine and I would be able to keep it off. And that is not true. I know that if that would have happened on April 28th, when I decided to start my weight loss journey and I just snapped my fingers and the weight was off my body, I would not be able to maintain that. I would just continue on the way I was before, or probably some other unhealthy eating pattern. And I think that going through my journey and doing it sustainably slowly letting it take its time, it really did allow me to learn how to fuel my body properly and to eat foods that I really enjoy. And so I really learned that there is no quick fix. And honestly, I know that it's even more true now because, and this is so crazy, I never expected this, but my pictures off of Instagram get taken all the time and used on these sites. I've been sent so many articles or so many websites where my transformation picture is being used to sell earrings that make you lose weight, teas that make you lose weight, different pills, the different websites that I would fall victim to and start reading about and think like, oh my gosh, maybe this could work. If I just get this tea and I just stay consistent with this tea, I can lose the weight. And now my picture is being used on those sites. So I know that that's not real. I know that the transformation pictures they aren't using are real. And a lot of times I think in the back of my mind, I knew it wasn't real, but I just wanted to believe that there was some quick fix. And that is not the way to go about it. It's not going to be sustainable. And when I really realized that I needed to develop this lifestyle for myself and learn to take care of my body, learn how much I was eating before, because I really was unaware of the amount of points I was eating in a day when we were getting takeout twice a day. So that has really helped me to learn that there is no quick fix to lose weight and that you want to do it in a healthy and sustainable way. And then the next misconception that I'm going to talk about is that exercise is the most important thing to lose weight. And for so long, I thought that I could completely outrun my bad diet. I thought that I could keep eating the shakes and cookies and giant sandwiches and all the food that I was eating in giant portions. I thought I could keep that up if I ran every day or if I went to the gym every day. I never made my nutrition my focus. It was always first get the exercise in and figure out how I can get on a routine with exercise. And then I would pretty much just eat all of the calories I burned and then double that pretty much. So this time around, I decided to start my weight loss journey and wait 3 months to incorporate any exercise. And that helped me tremendously because it really helped me to focus on my nutrition and look at my portion sizes and see what foods that I need to be eating to fuel myself versus what I was eating in the past. And so making that my focus without even thinking about exercise and thinking about like getting points back or calories back because I burned them, it really did help me to focus on my nutrition. So exercise isn't everything. Of course it's beneficial. Of course it is important for your health. But when it comes to weight loss, diet is so much more important and it will make such a difference compared to exercise. You really cannot outrun a bad diet. Okay, misconception number 4 is that you have to cut out certain foods to be able to lose weight. And in the past, this is another thing that I would do every time. I would say, okay, I'm starting a diet or I'm starting my weight loss, no cookies, no cake, no ice cream, no candy, no nothing, like cut everything out. And then all I wanted were those things. And so it never worked for me. It caused me to binge. It caused me to have really unhealthy eating patterns. And honestly, cutting stuff out just doesn't work for me personally. Now, I do want to clarify, there are certain foods that I do kind of avoid now or really do only have in moderation, but it's just because of how they make me feel. Of course, I do want to maintain my weight loss, so I don't want to go crazy and eat these certain foods all the time. I do still have them in moderation, but there are some foods that I just personally don't buy for the house because I don't even want to be tempted by them. And so I don't fully cut them out. If they were there and someone offered it to me, I would probably have a serving or whatever. But I really do try to find lower point options that I can always have on hand, that I'm not even tempted by those higher point foods. And I don't know, I just think that having that mentality that I can have something if I really want it really does take away that want to have it so much. Because when I cut out one of my favorite foods, all I could think about was that and all I wanted was that. And then when I get it, I binge on it. So like I said, you don't have to cut certain foods out. There may be some that it's beneficial to you to just not buy them anymore and maybe try to avoid them, but just know that no foods are actually off limits and that restricting a lot of times is just gonna be worse. I've really learned to have things in moderation. And an example of this even is like a lot of times I'm asked about my cookie business, how I'm not tempted by the desserts. And a lot of times I am, but what I do is I make sure to just make myself one cake pop. I could make 10 extra cake pops if I wanted to when I dipped them, but I only make one. I have my one cake pop whenever I have an order for them, and then that is it. And so it's in moderation. I haven't completely cut them out, but like in the past, I would have many more. And so it does help me to be able to kind of have things in moderation and not cut certain things out. Okay, misconception number 5 is that you can target fat loss in specific areas of your body. So I wasn't sure about this, honestly. I never really knew, like a lot of times I'll get ads or different exercises or workouts pop up that say like, target your lower belly, target your back fat, stuff like that, like certain specific workouts like that. And I've learned along the way that you can't just find a specific exercise to make you lose fat in a certain area. The fat's gonna go when it wants to, where it wants to. And so even in that, I lost my chest before anything. Like as I started losing weight, my chest started getting smaller, then my stomach, then my face. Like my back was actually one of the last things to really start to tone up. And it's probably what I've been most self-conscious about is my back, because I've always had a really bad hunch. And then on top of it, I did carry a lot of my weight in my back and like over my shoulders, in my back and like my underarm area and stuff. I've always carried a lot of extra weight there. And so that was where I wanted to lose weight first, but that's not how it happened. And so even though I wanted to, and maybe I was doing specific back exercises that I thought would help, it still is just gonna go when it wants to, and you can't really control it. So learning that and kind of just being patient with my body, that really has just kind of kept me consistent and going, because I know that in the long run I will get to that point. But the fact that I like can't control it, I can't just specifically go do one exercise at the gym every day and then all of a sudden my back fat will be gone. Knowing that kind of took some pressure off and just allowed me to just kind of go with the flow, stay consistent like I said, and know that in the long run it will improve if I stick with it. And it actually has. So it's been, like I said, almost 3 years since I started my weight loss journey, and now is like the first time where I'm starting to notice that my back is starting to tone up. I am starting to lose some of the fat in my back, the skin's tightening up, and overall it's just improving in a way that I've really wanted it to, and it's taken a really long time to. And so you just have to be patient with the process and understand that it's nothing that you can control, so don't get worked up over it. Again, too, my lower stomach area where I carry some of my loose skin is another thing that I'm self-conscious about. So badly, I wish that I could just go to the gym and do an exercise that would target getting rid of it, but there's really nothing I can do other than eat in a calorie deficit and lose overall body fat. I can do exercises that can definitely tone up the area, and that is also something I've been doing. So I really have been making my back workouts a focus, and I've noticed more muscle showing through because of that. And so, like I said, it's just a process, and remember that the progress will come if you stay consistent. Okay, so then the last misconception that I want to talk about is that it has to be an all or nothing lifestyle. And I kind of going along with the first thing that I said about thinking that I just had to eat peppers for every meal, like I genuinely believed that it has to be all or nothing, that I have to have my life completely together in every area, or I'm not gonna be where I want to be, I'm not going to lose weight, and it's just not going to work for me. And this is so untrue. And when I finally realized that I could have balance, I didn't have to cut out foods, I didn't have to not do activities I want to do, it really took a lot of pressure off me. And I don't know, it just allowed me to create a sustainable lifestyle instead of just like a quick fix, like I said before, or a life that I just didn't want to be living because I was restricting a bunch of things that I wanted to be doing or eating or stuff like that. So just really learning that I can have balance, I can eat the foods that I want to eat. I don't have to go run 10 miles every day. I can do exercises that I want to do. Like I've found ways to really make my lifestyle what works for me, but also not putting too much pressure on myself. And it still is a learning process for me every day, but I do have balance. I do let myself do the things that I want to do. And because of that, it's become sustainable and just overall possible for me. And not cutting things out, not restricting, feeling like this is just every day and nothing has really changed, but in a different way, everything has changed. It's kind of hard to explain, but like I finally have learned to take care of myself and do the things that work for me while having balance. That's something I really learned is important, and that it can't be an all or nothing lifestyle because you will just put too much pressure on yourself, you'll burn out, and it's not sustainable in the long run. Okay, so those are just some of the things that honestly really held me back in the beginning or in the past when I tried to lose weight. They were things that I thought were true that really weren't on my weight loss journey this time around. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.